Hello, and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities Tarot. My name's Rochelle, and I am doing a reading for fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, in all placements. It is timeless in general, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Gonna get some prosperity dust on the table. Calling in all that prosperity, absolutely. In the new year, this is my first reading in 2025, so very excited to see what's going on, what's coming in, what's happening for fire signs. There's one of them. Lion is kitty cat. Good morning. Good morning, beautiful. I'm so glad you made it. Happy New Year. Yeah, so I am going to get a couple of angel cards. And Linda's here. Good morning. Thanks for being here. I missed saying hello to you the other day. Didn't see you popped into the chat until after I was done. Wah, wah. Okay, so we start with synthesis. I love all the rainbow action going on. Embrace the rainbow. Taste the rainbow. Abundance. Oh, love it. We've got all the yummy fruits there. Come on, camera, you can do it. Oh well, you get the point. Synthesis. How do you even explain synthesis? It's like you're coming into you're synthesizing something. You're coming to some new understanding. You're embracing a lot of I'm thinking of the rainbow, like all these different experiences, different thoughts, ideas. You're bringing it all together in into this cohesive whole. And what comes out of this is this wonderful abundance energy. It's like getting all your ducks in a row kind of thing. All your colors in a row, like the rainbow. Yeah, all this abundance is wonderful too. So let's dive into the wisdom of the oracle and see what this has to say. Yes, I am familiar with work, the job getting in the way. I love that you guys show up at all. So even if it's late, it's fine. Even if you're not able to make it, I know you're there. I appreciate you so much. Okay, so wisdom of the oracle. What do we got going on here? Between worlds. 3. Flexible in reverse. Oh, in reverse. Flexible in reverse, 19. Mending, 52. I'm going to read Between Worlds real quick. Be mindful of your expectations. This is not a time for guarantees. Things will not go exactly as you plan or dictate. Let go and see what Spirit has in store. What takes hold in your life will be better than you can imagine. So there's some kind of expectation here that you're feeling kind of rigid about. You really you think something should be a certain way, you want something to happen and you're not budging on this. It seems like it has something to do with working something out with someone, because we have mending upright. Now, keep in mind this could have already happened because everyone's on a different timeline. Um, it kind of feels like maybe in the past you were saying, I will not give in until this person apologizes. And until then, I'm just going to sit over here with my arms crossed, and when they're ready to show up, they can apologize. But that apology wasn't coming, never came. And maybe it kind of forced you to come to some kind of understanding of like, well, if I'm gonna get any kind of closure for myself, I need to be willing to be the first one to make a move. Somehow something's working out here. There's some kind of men's amends are being made. Um Maybe there's a level of accountability, taking accountability here on your part, on theirs. I, it's hard to say in this moment who stepped up first, but it's like once somebody here got the ball rolling, then you know it was pretty easy. I don't know about easy. The ball started rolling ultimately. So okay, so let's see. Is starting to roll? I mean, if this is happening now, yeah. Anyway, I'm going with Heart's Hidden Secrets. Um, let's see more about this. And there's Redbeard. Hello, sir. Thank you for being here. Bitterness, resentment, anger, and hurtful words. Fantasy, daydreaming, imagining, and fantasize. Karma, consequences, cause and effect, and debts. Yeah, see, this kind of supports this story here. Feeling bitter, feeling anger. Maybe there were hurtful words. It makes sense why you might have been feeling inflexible about someone's a dick to you. You're like, I don't want to. Why should I have to apologize? They're the one who were blah blah blah. Um, and so there's this energy of like, imagining someone, waking up one day and coming back and you know fi- finally apologizing, finally seeing their the error of their ways, and ultimate and ultimately this didn't pay off the way you expected. Like I said, maybe somebody never came around to the understanding. Like if there was some, clearly there's some kind of falling out here. Um, they probably were very solidly in their corner saying, I need fire signs to come and apologize before I'm willing to, and so everyone's being very solidly stubborn in their own perception, their own stance of, how things should be. And so, this cause and effect, this consequence, there, Yeah, it's like things didn't work out. Now hang on, there's something else here. Okay, so there's this other kind of part of this that may or may not be true for you, which is that there's bitterness because of believing a fantasy about somebody, your own, getting caught up in your own idea about them, who they are, how you wanted them to show up, how you thought they would show up, and they didn't. The fantasy was not based in reality. And it's so easy to get caught up in what we think somebody, like who we think they are, just based on a few little things that um it's not always based in reality. I can really relate to this. um and and so anyway, there's some kind of fallout, there's some kind of consequence, karma for not believing someone when they showed you who they are or who they were. So, okay, let's keep going. Let's see what the Osho Zen tarot has to say. Oh, we've got breakthrough, which is yeah, there's a justice in other decks. This is Libra. Okay, I like to see that. Six of clouds, the burden. Isolation, three of clouds. Here's the reality check. As true has happened, is happening, will happen. Um, where it's all about breaking out of this fantasy that you've built up and recognizing how someone was. Now this could have been you, um or this could have been this person. Somehow there was something where someone was calling the shot, someone was not showing up the way um you hoped or expected. Yeah, that expectation, right? um and this could be where you realized, I mean, this could go either way. This could be where, you realized they were calling the shots and you were just carrying them on your back and it was a huge burden. This can also be where you realized that you thought you were dealing with someone who had more more backbone, who was able to carry their own, who was, stronger, and they were just letting you walk all over them. And either way, it's not attractive. And you're kind of like, oh, okay. Okay, I see clearly now. And so there's this sadness. There's this the isolation. It's like the I don't know, with this breakthrough, you kind of came to this understanding of the reality of things, and it's hard, it's painful, but it's like you the ice kind of built up over time. This is a part of this inflexible energy. you can't move when you're all iced up, right? And so once you have this breakthrough, once you realize what you were actually dealing with here, um, now the tears start to flow, and now it starts to melt the ice. Yeah, it's like your energy became hardened, very crystallized. Um, your emotion, it's like you put your emotions on ice, even just to try to. It's like you wanted to stay in the fantasy. Of course, that's where it feels really good, and the reality was not really good. And so there's just a coming to a place of acceptance about this, and really like being like, all right, I feel sad about this. I feel sad about the time I put in, the things that have happened, what I did, what they did, like all this kind of thing. You're synthesizing your emotions. It's interesting too because we have the whole rainbow here, right? I was talking about, and these tears have kind of, I don't know if my camera is going to pick it up. Oh, there we go. The tears are kind of rainbow like. Oh, it was doing so good for a minute. Come on, camera. Come back. Focus. Focus. Um, we the tears are a rainbow. And it's like you're synthesizing your emotions, your understanding. This is a part. Well, before I say anything, let me just keep going. I want to say this is a part of this mending energy. Because once you start to thaw, then you can start to get into an energy of like, rather than, it's that thing like, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? And for a time, you were like, I'm right. And that's all I care about. But it was actually causing you distress, pain, a heartache, that kind of thing. And so getting into an energy of like, okay, this is what it is. This is the dynamic that happened. Um, how do I ultimately get into that energy of forgiveness and set myself free? Because that's what forgiveness is. It's for you always. It's not about the other person. It doesn't condone any kind of behavior. It simply releases you. And so that's where this mending comes in. It's like you're finally thawing and then ready and able to work things out, let bygones be bygones, tie up loose ends, that kind of thing. So let me go with the guides of the hidden realms. Love and partnership, collaboration, intimacy, power dynamics. 12. Yeah, I said it right. Power dynamics. And see, 12 breaks down to 3. Between worlds is 3. Yeah, there's an expectation around this partnership, this collaboration, whenever this was. There was a dynamic here. In the midst of the radiant fire, inspiration, passion, obsession, and cleansing fire. Number 31. Oh, I just noted. Yeah, the 3. We've got triple threes here on the table too. The isolation. There's a separation here also. That's pretty obvious. Okay. In the midst of the radiant fire. Let me get one more. The consequence of fear, contraction, the frequency of fear, self-fulfilling prophecy, 20. So we have all this fire, intensity, passion, um, even obsession, which I feel like is a part of this fantasy energy. But then under it, either it was like an underlying, the frequency of fear. It was kind of something that was slowly draining the fire out of you, out of the situation, or this was like a giant, you know, it's like everything's hot and then all of a sudden there's a cold spell. So all of a sudden it freezes overnight. Um, Self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, yeah, in this contraction, we've got this blue. It kind of aligns with this isolation, right? Um, and this could have been a part of what caused the issue. Thinking like fearing the worst, fearing. I mean, this happens so often in connections with people where it's like we overcompensate because we're afraid of abandonment, rejection, these different things that we carry with us, often carry with us from childhood. And that fear is what ends up driving us to stay longer than we should, or to become overbearing because we want to control the situation and make sure that, you know, you get them before they get you, or something like this. It's like that self-fulfilling prophecy is kind of, it's it's that shadow wound, that child wound that was happening on a subconscious level. And um and and I feel like that's part of this breakthrough, is starting to realize where you were holding yourself within the fantasy, because it was too painful to think about um, the reality. Yeah. Yeah. Is this what? Yeah. Radical abundance. Um, Opportunity. Okay. Got a bunny and a squirrel holding hands. Sun coming up. Maybe the sun's going down. Either way, yeah, with this opportunity, there's an opportunity to mend, to to find common ground, honor, to be honorable, to honor yourself, honor this person and what they contributed, even the difficult stuff, because that's a part of the growth. That's a part of, it's and having honor too. It's like being willing to stand in what you know is right, even if it doesn't always feel good or support you. Like, there's just ultimately being willing to cut away, because he's holding this sword here and he's taking an oath to honor and uphold being decent, being decent to someone, being decent to yourself, being honest, supportive. And then we have fun. Yeah, there's this energy of shifting the dynamic here. And it starts with communication, it starts with honesty, truth, and just kind of like moving out of this bitterness, out of this anger. This is what has held you back, has kept you stuck. This fun is like, all right, let's just loosen up a little bit, shake things up. Let's get let's get thought out and focus on what what feels good. And this can even be like just how you start choosing to show up in your own life regardless of whatever happens with this person. It's like you're coming out of this, being iced in, iced out. Even you're, like I said, you're thawing, and so now there's this like renewed energy. The passion is coming back in again. The energy is starting to flow again. I'm gonna go with the Science Tarot. See what this has to say. Bunny and squirrel, that's a good meal. That's hilarious. I had a friend who got an old cookbook from back in I want to say like the late 1800s. She found it at like, I don't know where she found it, garage sale, thrift store, or something. And they had squirrel dishes. Yes. So it's a thing. Okay, so we've got Page of Bunsen Burners, Caroline Herschel, explorer. Well, she was doing some kind of astronomy here. Yes. Okay. We've got Wheel of Fortune, Schrodinger's cat. Is it alive? Is it dead? And we have, my favorite, Temperance, Sagittarian energy, tolerance of uncertainty. It's that elephant situation. Everyone's experiencing a different part of the elephant. They're all blindfolded. And so they think that what they're experiencing is correct, which to an extent is correct, but it's not the whole story. But they all end up fighting with each other because they're like, no, it's this. No, it's this. And this is all up to the understanding of like, okay, we all have different perspectives, but it doesn't make, even though we don't necessarily agree on our perspectives, it doesn't make anybody wrong because there is a bigger picture thing going on here. Um, this is a part of the mending. This is being open and willing to, with Explorer. It's like, okay, let's look at things in a new way. This is an adventurous energy. It's kind of it's like Sagittarian energy. I feel like we've got some Sagittarius here for sure, but it's like um feeling excited to head out on a new adventure, to make a change, to start to understand how others see things, even if it doesn't align with your own perspective. Being more open to um, another way of seeing things, starting to recognize that maybe it's not that how you see is wrong or how you perceive is wrong. It's just that fear may be skewing things, right? With that self-fulfilling prophecy, um, that contracted energy kind of, yeah, I can't think of the word, um, fogs things up. And so this is just really nice because there's this kind of like youthful fun energy coming back in. You're willing to talk things out, to see from each other's perspectives in an honorable way. You're not just, you know, listening to someone and being like smiling and nodding, but in the back of your mind, you're like, this is a bunch of BS. You're actually like, all right. I'm trying to see your perspective. You make some valid points. And that's a part of the synthesis, right? So, where are we at? Okay. I want to get, is that what I want? No. I want to get some cards from the Wisdom of Avalon. Communication 41. There it is. The Spider, Creative Projects 15. Um, isn't there a 15 around here? Maybe not. Okay. Um, there seems to be, this is, yeah, it's like creatively communicating creatively in a new way, being creative with your communication. The Butterfly in Beauty 25, which 52, 25 both break down to 7. There's there's a, with beauty, there's a transformation here with the butterfly. There's being creative, maybe even working on something. Because see, these two, they're creating this flag, they're mending this flag together, right? There's some kind of creative project that maybe you have an opportunity to work on with this person. Some kind of communication about this. Hey, someone saying to the other one, like, I know that you're really good with doing this kind of thing, and I could really use your input, your support, your help, whatever. Oh, and so you two are able to come back together and really like cultivate this really beautiful, fun, uh, um, kind of, yeah. It's beautiful and fun, and it's optimistic, and it's bringing that kind of childlike energy back into the situation. It's very nice, and and that's where the abundance starts to come in, because you are effectively shifting your energy, your vibration, you're increasing your vibration, you're getting out of this energy of fear and contraction, which is it's what keeps you isolated, iced in, iced out from what you actually want. Now the sun is shining, now things are starting to flow again. um, and this creative projects too has something to do with feeling inspired, following your passion, whether that's within the connection or somehow it's like just by mending this connection, it's like things it opens things up, it shifts things for you in a really powerful, transformative way. So I want, what do I want? I'm gonna get some cards from the angel deck. These are only major arcana, because that's how my friend gave it to me as. um We've got the Chariot, Archangel Metatron, an important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. And that's Cancerian energy. Yeah, see, this is getting two energies that were previously not on the same page, getting them both to go in the same direction. because of this mending, because of sharing a common vision, a common goal. You're achieving something here with someone. You're actually working something out, and you're moving into certain victory after overcoming something that has been very difficult. I think it's a part, like sometimes friendships, there will be like a big fallout, a big, to do about something. And then once that's worked out, the friendship is even stronger. And it kind of feels like that. And then with public recognition here, there's, like somehow what you're doing together is being acknowledged, is being witnessed, seen by those around you, whether this is happening on a more public platform where a lot of people are witnessing, or it's even just, close friends and family. But it's like you two are on the same page in terms of working this out, however that is. And then we've got unity, Archangel Sandalphon. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations seek out mentors and like minded friends. Yeah, see, uniting, coming, getting on the same page, like minded. You two were, at some point, you were on very different, you were seeing things very differently. And it's like this synthesis is, it's bringing you into this place of unity and harmony, going back to the basics, this traditional viewpoints, recognizing, well, yeah, I'll just keep going. Justice, Archangel Raguel, fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. And this aligns with this honor. Doing what you know is right and fair. Standing up for your beliefs. It's setting healthy boundaries. It's saying, I'm not going to let something happen here anymore. I'm not going to let you call the shots. I'm going to tell you, I need you to stand up to, to whatever the situation is. And and it's working it out. There's justice for all in this situation. And with this dose of fun, it's just like, yeah, everyone's feeling better. Again, with the abundance, right? um, just look at the time. Okay. Oh, okay. So is there anything else that wants to come out? Okay. I can get some cards from the numerology deck. We've got communication again. 33. Yeah. Communication is key. Communication, open, honest communication. And a part of that, this showed up for another reading recently, where it's like, it's all about active listening. It's not just waiting for your turn to talk, but it's actually listening to what the other person says, and active listening, repeating back to them what you heard to make sure that, you two agree what's being said from each side. Spiritual career, 78. 15. Spiritual career, creative projects. Yes. There is you two are doing something. Somehow this is boosting you into um either doing something together where you're actually working on a business together in some way that is spiritually minded, spiritually based, spiritually driven. Or by going through this mending, this is kind of launching you because it's teaching you some really like huge um lessons about spiritual lessons about you learning about yourself. That it's this breakthrough energy where you've held yourself back, how you can uphold not only yourself but others. Being a guide, a mentor. And synchronicity 87, we got 15 again. So lots of sixes on the table. Um this synchronicity is, it's like everything starts to align. You start to see things in a new way. There's a newfound understanding. It's like you're overcoming something, and it's just like it opens up the magic. Cuz I often talk about how synchronicity, serendipity, things line it's just lining up so perfectly. It's like real world magic. It is real world magic. It's something that happens to everyone, and you can't deny that there's something special about it. And so you're just going to start seeing more and more. You're going to be experiencing more and more of these synchronicities within your life, and possibly within this connection as well. It's like as you two come into alignment, then things just it's like a domino effect, right? In the best way possible with all this abundance. Wow. I love this. Okay. So let me finish. I'm going to finish with a rune card. Ah, Hagalaz. Yes. Dealing with the storm. Some things are out of your control. Some things are out, but there are things you can do to protect yourself. Hagalaz means hail or stone and is closely associated with the unpredictability of nature, which can cause widespread disruption. Nature is a force we cannot tame, despite our best efforts. This rune suggests that crisis is taking over in some area of your life, or at least threatening to take over. And there is little you can do about it but wait and see where the dust settles. Whatever disruption you are dealing with in your life is beyond your control, but what you can control is your reaction to it. If you can be patient, stay detached, and remain calm, you will weather the storm and may just find that the unwanted shakeup has given you an unexpected and liberating new perspective with this breakthrough here, yeah? Liberating new perspective, insight, or direction. Yeah, there's huge insight here. Whole new perspective, which is amazing. It may also remind you that sometimes things happen in our lives that we cannot explain, but these things are amazing opportunities for personal awakening and growth. And that's exactly it. This has been difficult, but it has allowed you to you've it's often the most difficult things where we grow the most, yeah? And so um the personal growth that you are experiencing is next level. It's big, it's profound. So beautiful. And you are you are understanding how to build build yourself up, how to literally grow from, it's like the phoenix, grow from the ashes, or you know not get sucked down into the water. um yeah, yeah, there's this great energy of overcoming, and it's so positive. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thanks so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and leave a comment if you feel like it.